Abzan Vorinclex halves the counters rounded down on your opponent's stuff and doubles yours. So this makes your opponent's sagas not work, in addition to being a trample, haste, kill you threat. It doubles counters on our things, which means Ugin the Spirit Dragon gets to ultimate the turn it comes into play. Kaya gets to ultimate the turn she comes into play. Our sagas get trigger 1 and trigger 2 the turn they come into play. We've got Florahedron, Wolfwillow Haven, Binding, and Solemn to ramp into our top end ahead of curve here. And then we've got Bloodchief, Mythos, Murderous Rider, and Mauling to help us stay alive. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it feels. Hey, Roberto Robinson, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Chiller, thanks for the 10 months. I'd be surprised if this deck was non-functional. We played a Sultai control deck that was similar to this that felt like it had some legs. So the core of like decent ramp spells into stuff. And this is a pretty... I was about to say this is an easy mulligan, but they're showing Yorion, right? Do I keep this against a Yorion deck? I think against a blind opponent, I'd snap mulligan this. But I think because they're playing Yorion, we keep. Let's just be a professional and draw the ramp spell on two, huh? I love the pathways. The pathways are I think are my favorite dual lands Magic has ever printed. They're very, very well done. Clunix, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I've missed Hand Sucks Keep. Yep. It's a good one. Why is this board so good? I don't think this board should be allowed to be as good as it is. Yeah, the color palette is good, and the song is good. Big agree. Okay, so are they just blue-black? So do we play Kaya and exile this then? I think that's the play, right?
Death is that was an easy job.
They have a sad robot, we have a sad robot, must be the mirror. Do they want to protect their tome? Because their tome might just die to Kaya next turn anyways. I guess they'll have gotten to draw an extra card by then, though. Like, not too big of a deal for them. You need to go upstairs and put clothes on, child.
Fine.
Get out of my office if you're not wearing clothes. You know the rules. Yeah, I see you. Close the door. This is a fantastic opening for us here. Those of you that are new to the channel, I am a father of 3. I have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-month-old. He doubles the counter on him from Kaya too. That's kind of funny. Does that mean 2 spirits? I don't think so. The fact that Kaya triggers on Exile 2 is so good. Very, very nice. Had to put my dad voice on there for a second. I think we're just Soloming here. Saved a block for Kaya. No, I think this is fine. Because if they want to counter Solemn, I will Kaya get rid of the Base Mind Tome. Yeah, so they do that, and then I think I just cash this in here and get rid of their draw 3. They get another scry out of it, but that's fine.
It's the least.
Yeah, I'm aware, Tuber. I can read. I can also see what happened on our screen a second ago. I mean, they're blue-black control, not blue-white control. So things resolving isn't going to be that uncommon against their decks. They're also playing a bunch of spot removal. Seems like a weird card to play. This has got to be worse than, like, Murderous Rider and stuff, right?
There's no job too tough for me to handle.
Our graveyard doesn't matter in this deck, right? So, like, is it worth exiling this to save a Bloodchief? Probably not. These not being able to kill Crawling Barons is a big deal. I think the Poison Cup is a phenomenal card. I disagree. I think Murder isn't a particularly good rate. I think Murderous Rider is an exceptionally good card. Oh, they can actually double activate this and kill her, right? That's awkward. And we're not embleming Kaya Vorsmith. It's funny, even an Ugin here can't beat this card, right? I think we're dead. Awkward. Pretty classic, playing an answer deck and immediately queue into people who have threats that our answers don't line up well into. Crawling Baron's too strong, please nerf. It's probably a Wolfwillow Haven out matchup. I don't think I want just like dedicated ramp. I think we keep this because it's a land in a pinch. Does she cast from exile? Graveyard or exile, yep. Oh. We want the third Mythos. I don't think so. It doesn't kill Crawling Barons, right? It's non-land permanent. Vorinclex doubles the amount of counters on our Planeswalkers when we play them. It's a large, hasty threat that does that. It also makes your opponent's sagas not work. There's a lot of people playing sagas in the format. I don't know. It might be bad. It might not be worth playing, but that's why we're playing some games with it to find out. Too often people like to write things off without actually having any experience or practice with it. Magic and card games in general just have too many variables to be able to evaluate things without actually playing games. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. I'm not taking a pile of viewer submissions anymore for Magic, but we're still gonna play a good range of things that I want to try is the plan. They'll just be things that I come up with as opposed to things that chat pays me to play. I've seen a couple of people try Blue-Red Giants, and I've drafted a couple of things on paper, and none of them look particularly playable. The power level of those cards just doesn't seem like it's there in comparison to the other things that are being played in the format. One thing that feels like in the couple of games that we've played so far is that Kaya does not feel particularly exciting without creatures in play to plus her on consistently, which could mean that she's not good here. We're playing here because her ultimate plays nice with Vorinclex, but that might not be enough to make her worthwhile. Katten and Gustavo, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, we've been floating around 2,000 since Yellowhead gave us a giant host. Thanks to the people that hung out from there. He dropped like 2,000 people on us himself. We prioritize leaving the forest in the deck so that way Binding of the Old Gods can get lands later. Yeah, it's been good to be back, never mind. Rune Terror is good, but it doesn't quite hit in the same way that all the ways that Magic hits. Sideboarding especially. Having a best of 3 ladder option feels good. Maybe Chiller. Yeah, potentially leaving the Triome to cycle later. I can see that. And this could definitely just be the matchup that we played here to start, so obviously we're going to need to play more. But the fact that our deck so far has definitely felt like it needs some card advantage, some way to draw cards. They only have 1 mana available, right? So I think we just drop this. Sideboarding and back-to-back gameplay. Runeterra actually tends to have more back-and-forth gameplay than Magic does a lot of the time. So I don't think that scenario Runeterra is lacking by any means. If you haven't played Runeterra before, Runeterra has both players play every single turn. You effectively untap your lands and draw a card every turn. As opposed to where Magic, while you can play on every turn, if I'm playing on their turn, I'm making a decision not to play on my turn. So the pacing tends to be very different compared to Runeterra. I don't know that one's better or worse than the other, but Runeterra definitely has more back and forth because you're able to play every single turn. No, I didn't attack with the robot because my opponent had a Crawling Barrens. I didn't want Crawling Barrens to kill my Ugin. I never said, so you're misquoting me, Evan Magic Player. I never said that sideboarding is a band-aid for bad card design. What I said was cards like Rest in Peace and Leyline of the Void and Stony Silence, cards that are entire strategy hosers, are bad card designs in my opinion. And I stick to that. I dislike games that are decided by, did they draw a sideboard card and did I draw my removal spell for their sideboard card? The actual act of sideboarding is really interesting because sideboarding is basically like deck building during your match. As a deck builder, I enjoy sideboarding. Because it's like doing this deck building exercise while you're playing the game effectively, which is sweet. Yeah, in my opinion, I would prefer it if cards like Rest in Peace and Stony Silence weren't necessary safety valves that had to see play. I would prefer formats where you don't need giant hoser cards like that because things aren't strong. And that's part of the reason why I'm focusing on Standard coming back, is because Standard tends to not have those big hoser type things like Magic's non-rotating formats do. And I know that other people enjoy that type of stuff, and that's great for them, but that's just not gameplay that I personally really find stimulating or engaging. So I'm gonna skip playing those games for the time being. I can appreciate that other people like it, but I just really don't. And that's okay too, right? Like, I think one thing that card game players, especially Magic players, so often, like, they don't want to let people like things or not like things, right? Like, so, like, it's fine that gameplay exists, even if it's not for me, but I don't have to, like, yell and scream that, like, that gameplay needs to change. I just don't play those games, and that's fine. With Mauling, I think we lead on Mauling here and save the binding for a Planeswalker, potentially. I'm expecting them to counterspell this, and then we'll Murderous Rider kill this, I think. No, it just worked. Deal. I don't know that it's strictly a form of gatekeeping so much as people feel left out. Like, Like, saying, hey, this gameplay isn't for me, so I'm not gonna play it, is you basically excluding yourself from a format, right? So I don't think that a lot of people that, like, talk and yell, I know as someone who wanted formats to change for a long time and was annoying talking about how those formats needed to change, I don't think I was coming from a place of gatekeeping so much as it was from, I wanted to be a part of this format, so I wanted the parts of it I didn't like to not be there so I could enjoy it. And I've realized that that's a bad approach, and I should just skip those formats instead. The better approach is to say, hey, this isn't for me.
The regrets of the dead. Creepy.
This being a 2/3 to block my 2/2s is real annoying. Yeah, I think if they banned Uro from Historic, I'd probably give it a shot. I think we gotta kill this. Cut Mauling for Black Castle. That's an interesting thought. I don't hate that. That could be a reasonable. That's definitely the case. Magic formats are expensive not only in terms of money, but also in terms of time, right? Like, you think about a person who spent a lot of time and is invested in playing Modern. They've not only invested hundreds or thousands of dollars into playing Modern, but they've probably invested dozens or hundreds or thousands of hours of their time learning that format as well. Yeah, exile 2 bomb spells, draw break. Womp womp. It's possible that our mana base is wrong and I don't need 12 pathways, and we could play some more spell lands in general. I think we're dead here. I like the idea of Castle. I like Castle because it's a source of card advantage that's not going to replace our other spells. So, like, I want something for these control matchups so we can draw some more cards, but I don't like the idea of cutting our other cards that are going to keep us alive. Kaya's felt whelming so far, but we're only one match in. It doesn't quite feel like we have enough creatures for Kaya. Don't have that many creatures in general, so her +1's a little mediocre. Probably don't need... I don't have that many white spells. I probably cut 2 of these and go to 4 Black Castle. I don't have that many swamps, but the effect on that is really good in those long games. Dormy Vash and Quirked, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon, folks. I mean, to be fair, if we ult Kaya and we have Vorinclex, we probably win the game, right? Because we just get to, like, have a 6/6 haste eternally. Which seems pretty decent. KF, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. remember in your video when you stopped playing Magic, you said anybody playing the game and giving wizards money was complicit in their practices and was making them money and you should vote with your wallet. I guess that statement doesn't matter when it affects you. For the 4 months that I didn't play Magic the Gathering, I lost over $20,000 in income compared to if I would have played Magic for those 4 months. So, fuck you. And sorry for coming back because I need to exist under late stage capitalism and trying to find joy while I come back. So yeah, I voted with my wallet for a little bit. And guess what? It didn't matter because voting with your wallet doesn't do anything because there's just, these games are huge and me leaving doesn't change anything. So you're right. Coming back does, I am going to make Wizards a lot of money coming back and playing Magic again, but it's also gonna make me money, and I need to exist here. Sorry, that's just how life works. I'm pretty sure they're not even a sub. I'm pretty sure they're a gift sub, remembering their username. They also said a couple other things that I almost timed them out for, so they could just get out of here. Pretty sure Twitch chat tells me they're what kind of sub they are. Yeah, they were a gift sub. That doesn't surprise me. We lost our ramp spell. That's sad. Opponent's almost out of things though. We have all of our colors, so this doesn't really matter. They've been banned multiple times. Keep them gone. Someone, can a mod make a note in their thing that they shouldn't be unbanned? Please and thank you. Root Z, thanks for the 23 months. And again, Kaya just like coming down and not doing anything. Thanks for the bits, Dog.
Just gotta hurt one more monster. How hard could it be?
Surely you can handle a little.
Okay, well they have binding next turn for this, but that's like not too big of a deal because she gets to kill Tybalt with her on the way out the door. Thanks for the sub, guys, Vanu. I appreciate that. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 2 lands off of Ugin.
That's it. I quit.
This.
Address me as
Discard a card. That card's not terrible. I guess we bin this so we can Bloodchief Thirst this on the in-between.
You think too much. I was bored.
Alright, and that's a tapped land, but it's our 7th land, so if we get 1 more mana, we get to do the thing next turn. Well,
Consider this a warning.
thanks for the 4 damn months, Dystopia. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Feels like the opponent's probably doing something similar to us.
My greatest.
Only in Jund. Jund might be the better way to do this with Valki. With Valki and Tybalt, because Kaya's been real mediocre so far. I've not been impressed with her. This is definitely gonna be the Ugin stop hitting yourself moment. Ooh, they're Ugining my face. I mean, I crafted the Kaya off of the wild cards because I expect to use Kaya in something at some point before she rotates. So like, there's a reason why I noped out of crafting Nissas, but I crafted the Kayas. Ginger Cakes, thanks for the 42 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Ghost fire. My greatest creation.
Oh, I'm dumb. So I was going to make a wolf. I forgot this is sorcery speed. Sorry, it's not sorcery speed. It's activate only on your turn. Those two things are technically different.
Not ignore.
Ooh, we should keep a land in hand for another Liliana. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. Hey, Orslees, thank you for the prime. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. Good afternoon. It is Osby. Good afternoon. Yep, and there's the Liliana. Yeah, good call on the. I guess I used all my mana last turn.
I really don't care about your plans. Rude! Let's never cross paths again.
Beyond perception. Ghost fire, my greatest creation. My research has concluded.
Okay. Ooh, they get a planeswalker back that costs 5 or... Oh, creature, sure. My biggest concern is the stream title. If you're old, that means I'm old. I got bad news for you. Seven mana grizzly bear, chat. Seven mana grizzly wolf. Let's do it.
Unutilized knowledge. Consider this a warning.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's technically only 6. That's fair. I think we're supposed to kill this.
Your disposition is noted. My flames burn beyond perception. I am resilient.
Well, shoot.
This a warning.
Well, Murderous Rider is no longer a live draw. That's nice. I'm going to attack Ugin in an attempt to hold this and get a removal spell out of their hand here. Because if they have a removal spell, they're going to spend one. Okay, yep. And then we'll kick this and kill the Ugin.
You disturb this world's balance.
Yeah, I think they're also playing a Vorinclex deck, which is also kind of scary because it means that they have a bunch of 6 mana. They have a bunch of 6/6 hasters in their deck to draw to as well. We're at 1. We're going to hold on to this in case they draw a Liliana. Yep.
Accept a lesser world, and you will Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
So this probably isn't very good. We should have activated Castle to hide the satisfaction, Big Mood. How many ways do I want to kill their Ugins? Do I need Bloodchief's Thirst? I almost feel like, is it crazy to have Heartless Act in to kill their Vorinclex before they smack us? What if I cut my ramp, assuming the game's just going to go long? We can bring a couple of these in. Let's do that. This gives me a number of instant speedways here. Like that. So the problem with a card like Duress is I want you to think about how that last game we just played out, where we both got down to top decking in the mid to late game and we were both empty-handed. I think that's going to be the average or the norm in this type of game, and drawing a Duress when you're both top decking is really miserable. So generally speaking, you only want Duress against like the combo deck where you have to take a card from them early, or against a deck that has counter spells or other things that they're going to be holding late. It's very possible that I should have... It's very possible I should have just played that Florahedron as a tapped land. With the Solomon play, there was some incentive they didn't have the removal spell right away. Hey, Golgari, thank you for the sub gifts. That's very generous of you. And thank you for the year and a half. Welcome back. Good afternoon. I don't really need second white ever, right? And third black. Let's just activate Castle. For folks who are gift subs, by the way, there's been a few of them. In addition to hanging out in chat, you should also pop into the subscriber Discord server. It's a place where not only is the Hoaglandia community there, but I take an active part in there. So I know there's a number of subscriber Discord servers where it's just the community, but myself and my wife are both active parts of our little branch of the internet there. We talk about Magic and other games. There's a group of people in there that plays Pokemon Go pretty regularly. We do remote raids for that. Runeterra, all sorts of things. Politics, if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, Haley's great. She's doing really well. All over and into everything. We have baby proofed about 2 feet off the ground so far. long reading Vorinclex pause, trying to figure out what happened. Trying to figure out what happened with the saga. For reference, sagas don't work on your opponent's side of the board when you have this card out. So, in addition to doubling up our planeswalkers, it also does that. That's the idea. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Clearly we boarded perfectly. If both players have one, do they cancel out? I believe so. That sounds like how it would work. Yes, Vorinclex makes our sagas proc 1 and 2 the turn they come down. Their planeswalkers come in nerfed as well, is correct. Is accurate. Hey, Pipster. I almost missed that one. Thanks for the entire year. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Alright, we need to draw some lands, but if we can hit 4 lands in 4 turns, this hand is quite excellent. Okay, coming up Millhouse. I'm going to play the castle out first, not committing to what color we're going to get with this just yet. Because what color we want could change based on what we draw next turn. I don't need a second white ever. So we'll play this as black. I want to play this as green this turn, so that way I can play this with all 3 colors potentially. I think we do this into Solemn. Oh, what happened game 2? They played as Saga while we had Vorinclex in play, and they were very sad. I have double green, right? You want to prioritize leaving forests if your deck, if possible, because Binding of the Old Gods only gets forest for you. Definitely need to kill this next turn before they can transform it into clicks. All the pathways have pretty good artwork, honestly. I'm gonna intentionally not play my land, so maybe they think I don't have the 8th for this right away, and maybe they make a bad decision hoping to get lucky. Yes. So far, our opponent's been dead every time before this happens, just like kills people with a 6/6. Moro, MTG, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Hi, friend. So, I know we won that match, but I think our opponent probably has the better idea being inside of Jund as opposed to being in as opposed to being an Abzan. Kaya is just like pretty mediocre, and we don't have a lot of creatures to plus her on. She's really more of a mid-range threat than a ramp threat. Honestly, the biggest loss from being in Jund is the lack of a Triome. I have to play like two Ketria and two Indrith Triomes, as opposed to having one Triome that makes all of my colors. Technically gives me fewer swamps for this as well. How about four color with 2 Kaya and 2 Tibalt? Now Kaya is just not good. Like, we keep playing Kaya and not having anything to do with her. I don't really want to play Cultivate. I don't like the Cultivate aspect of our last opponent's deck. Like, I feel like 16 pieces of ramp is plenty. I'd rather have more cards that are like actual action, like our actual threats. Valki's sweet because he's a 2-drop that then also does something late. How many lands are we on at the moment? 17. Need some more pathways. Elder Gargoth. I kind of wish I had like more things to go with Vorinclex though. What do I need to click to get... Oh, I'm on the wrong filter. I was like, where are my basic mountains? I want a basic mountain. Things that get counters. I have like two slots. This is 22 lands. 26. I don't have slots. I need 2 more lanes actually. What if we play? Is it Timber? Is that the bolt? Yeah, Turntimber Symbiosis. We could also play the red bolt land. The red bolt land's technically interaction, although double red's a little bit challenging. But devil's not standard legal. I need 2 more. I need 2 more lands, Jet. I want 24 lands. Well, 22 lands plus 6 is 20. I want 28 pieces of mana. I don't think I want temples. I need swamps for my Castle Locthwain. I think castle sounds really appealing. Now, let's try this. Conveniently, oh, this sideboard doesn't have any white cards. This is exactly that one. I don't mind a 3rd Soul Shatter. Maybe if I'm cutting the Mythos, I do want some artifact and enchantment hate in here. I could see that. Polukranos. Ooh, I like that idea. That gives us an escape card to play too. I don't know if that's good, but it's certainly great. I like a pair of that. I'm in for a pair of that. I went up to 4 Murderous Riders. Maybe I can cut some Bloodchiefs. Having at least a little something use our graveyard sounds lovely. Hello, oldest son. How are you doing today? Good. We actually don't have... This is our only red card in the 75? This is our only red card in the 75?
I picked up your only red card. Daddy? a water, Daddy. It's a water.
Okay, thank you. You may have played Mario Deluxe. Maybe we don't need this many red sources, and I can go up, some swamps to make my castles a little bit better. I think is the case. I'm playing Binding of the Old Gods and not Cultivate because I enjoy not dying because I have interaction. So that's 4 red sources plus 4 solemn to find them. Is that enough? That's probably enough. That's on the low side. Yeah, let's leave it at 6. I guess Binding technically finds them too. All right, I think I like that. I wouldn't mind some spike field hazards, but I don't really have anything that I want to cut for them. Let's start here. Gem Raiser is a decent card even if you don't mutate. I don't think that's true. Just disagree with that sentiment. Yeah, Binding's a format staple. It's super reasonable. Joshua and Soulline, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. If you're new to the channel or a returning viewer and haven't been around for a hot second, we've been doing Magic stuff every day since the set released. My youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. We've been playing 3 or 4 different decks most of the days. You can find a bunch of videos up there of different ideas we've been working through. Working on some Vorinclex this afternoon. It's fine. Indatha Triome brings Castle into play untapped. Need to draw a 3rd land here, obviously, but if we find a 3rd land in our first 3 draws that's untapped, Wolfwillow Haven into a Solemn is quite good. Perfect. The Death Touch / Poison counters, guys, isn't a standard playable card. That effect, by the time you have enough poison counters on your opponent, they're probably just gonna die from having taken normal combat damage. Got me. You've stomped my can shrimping rampant growth. He's dead, Jim. Swearholes, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Less Twitter is positive life, EV, for sure. 5. I think we're at a point where we're playing this as a land still. Thanks, CK. We had a really awesome host from Nassif when he signed off. We were floating about 1,000 for a little bit there, and he helped us out. I don't need a second red ever, so we'll just get the Indatha Triome. Are we gonna get to do the thing, chat? So, I'm actually going to not attack here because I don't want to trade this for Bone Crusher plus a deal 3 or a deal 2. Yes, Magic the Gathering is a lot more popular than Runeterra in general, and my audience is predominantly Magic the Gathering based. So, my average viewer count while playing this game compared to Runeterra is night and day. Under Runeterra, I average like 450 to 500 people. Under Magic, it's closer to 900 to 1,000. Today I'll be a little on the high side, but like 900 to 1,000 is what I average for Magic, traditionally speaking. All right, opponent conceded to the Ugin ultimate there. As expected. Karma Trooper, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. I don't really know what their deck is doing. They're doing giant stuff, I guess. Heartless Act's probably a little bit better than Bloodchief Thirst. I'd probably have to kick this a lot of the time to kill their stuff. Am I clicking submit otherwise? Maybe we trim a couple of Valkis. We just bring in a couple more pieces of cheap removal to make sure we don't die while we work up to our top end. Yeah, I like that. This hand's great. Needs to draw a third land again, but we're on the draw again. Perfect, just like we drew it up. There's a strange echo in my playback. I would recommend checking to see if you have my stream open twice. If you have my website open by chance, my website has my stream embedded in it. Is often the cause of that. It could have also been an audio bug on Twitch's end too, yep. Frodo and Detractor, thanks for the follows. Good afternoon. This is indestructible, right? Oh. Den Squad, howdy howdy. I mean, like, this is our pretty ideal start, right? Like, 2 mana ramp spell, 4 mana ramp spell, do stuff. Well, that's mildly terrifying. Hey, Dr. Spilkin, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Alright, you don't need an untapped land here? You want the other... There isn't a switch here, bud. There should be a switch. There's a switch upstairs, I believe, on the end table by the couch. Never got brought back down here to charge. There's one in the TV down here too, bud, in this charger. I don't know which one has your saves, but ask Mom to help you figure it out, please. Well, I mean, the good news is they're not drawing things to kill us with this, so we got that going for us. Alright, so the second Ugin will be Concession Ugin then, right?
I no longer wish to stay. Return to the essence of the multiverse.
That's a Skyclave relic. It's a mana rock. That's indestructible.
Will grow lost to history.
I mean, at worst, our deck is a 4 Ugin ramp deck, right? Pretty not bad. Pretty not bad. Karma Glamour, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. This hand's not amazing, but it's fine. How does deck feel? It's fine. It's got a good proactive game plan, more text, which you can really ask for. Ugin wins a lot of games on its own. We haven't run into any aggressive decks yet, which is probably the big question you want to ask yourself. How's our aggro matchup? Is there any reason to not invest in more red mana sources and add a dragon? Yeah, because pathways mean that splashing a double red card isn't a trivial exercise. So it's really not free to just play a double card in my deck. Also, what do you cut? Yeah, pathways are not too much. In fact, I love the pathways for that reason. They're a card that is super reasonable, that they're fixing that's reasonable, that means you can't just play any color, basically. It's lovely. You played on basics to play around Field of Ruin. Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. Is a fantastic observation. We did actually get Field of Ruin off this in the last game, too. Any cost, chat. Any cost. So they have Conqueror's Death here, but this holds them off from Baneslayering us for a turn, so I think that's fine. We'd rather not have black for Rider and rather have red. Disagree completely. I would much rather not die. Twitch chat's typical MO is cut all of the cards that keep you alive and be as linear as possible. But I promise you not dying is busted. Not dying sounds like coward's play. It is coward's play in a way. In a way, you're not wrong. Oh wait, this makes their Maze Mind Tome better. Oh, it means their Saga doesn't tick up anymore either. Awkward. I didn't think this through, chat. It's really not fine. Mistakes were made. It's not fine because now I can't kill the Baneslayer Angel without them getting it back, chat. Is the problem. Therein lies the problem. Thankfully, opponent messed up and didn't realize they could get another card out of this, so that's nice. They didn't realize their interaction with the Maze Mind Tome. Oh, I put myself dead to Ugin as well, right? Yeah. Playing the Vorinclex was super wrong. I mean, it meant I had to take a hit for the Baneslayer Angel. Which leaves me dead to a lot. We don't have a way to gain life in the short term. Yeah, they're guaranteed to get Ugin next turn. Yeah, so playing my Vorinclex when I did with their Conqueror's Death in play was a big mistake. Duress matchup. Feels like it could be. Feels like a Wolfwillow Haven out matchup. I basically board this out in all of the control matchups to increase our threat density. Our density of cards that kill the opponent. I'd rather have Soul Shatter than Bloodchief's Thirst. Because we have plenty of time in these matchups, generally speaking. We don't need to be getting down ASAP. These three pieces of ramp get to stay in because they do things other than just ramp, which is nice. Whereas Wolfwillow Haven is basically just ramping us. Shatter's probably just like a cheaper version of Thirst a lot of the time in this matchup. Needs another Black Source, but Solemn fetches that for us down the line. So, an important thing to remember when sideboarding Earth to Jordan is that sideboarding isn't about putting all of your cards into your deck that are good in a matchup. It's about putting your 60 best cards into your main deck. So while you're right that they have a number of things that Heartless Act can hit, I don't think Heartless Act is better than any of the cards I already have in my deck currently. Kill this before I could draw them some more cards. They're in the general pace of games. Like, I know we kind of died to a Baneslayer Angel last game, but like really we lost to me making a mistake, so I couldn't kill their Baneslayer Angel. No, it's not removal, but it can kill Planeswalkers, Jordan. I like Valki a lot. We've played Valki in a bunch of different decks, and I think it's a super playable card. We've played the Tybalt side a few times, but it's never been earth-shattering. I think I'm just passing here. I want to play the Vorinclex on a turn where we can hit them with it, as opposed to it just getting chopped down. Oh, do they get a 3/3 when this dies now? I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe? I assume we're going to see them sweep the board here at some point. This is a Doomscar. I'm going to elect to leave the Triomes in my deck at this point, because if I draw a Triome, I would like to cycle it, whereas I can't cycle a basic forest. The trigger went on the stack there for a moment. It made me scared, chat. I was scared for a second when it went on the stack.
I come with wisdom. Consider this a warning.
If Conquer's death here, that would be bad for us.
I did all I deemed appropriate. Peace is fragile.
8 mana Lightning Bolt to the Electric Boogaloo. I mean, we just want to get our hand empty, right? So we can start drawing cards with our Castle Locthwain. Okay, and now they're dead, right? We get to kill their noodle and then hit them with this.
My research has concluded.
Right, I do this and then I have exactly 6 left over. Driving in my Praetor, beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Alright. Didn't mess that game up with our Vorinclex. What's going on, Venthrax? Yeah, we've been at it for the last few days. There's a bunch of stuff up on YouTube as well. If you're looking for more to watch after I'm done later today. Don't go anywhere yet. We're gonna be live for another good while yet, but everything's back on the YouTube channel as it always is. Yeah, that seems fine. I think this is a Florahedron on 2-hand with the Solomon hand. Obviously, if they play Skyclave Apparition, I'm a little bit sad, but they don't do that. Get to play a Ramp Dork. Womp womp. I think I get a green. I guess these could both be green. Maybe I just get a mountain there. Keep the forest in the deck for the bindings. Show me all secrets. So our hand's real mediocre right now. Mobius, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this so that way they can't blink this with Sky Noodle in order to I don't really want to attack into their 4/4 here. I don't think. Rude. That was the thing we were trying to avoid, opponent. Explicitly that. I said Sky Noodle. He's the Sky Nomad and he's a serpent. We're paying 3 life to draw a card here. Finest 4/4s, please. Lead this back to chump block here. Potentially double block, depending on what they do. Chop this down, that's fine. Handreeve, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I think we just prioritize having as many blockers as possible in play here. Try and keep Ugin alive. Death was not conquered. Ugin shall ultimate. So, we're done here. Hold on, folks. I'm gonna do it again. I'm pretty sure Valki comes in as his front half only, right? Can I get a judge ruling on that? Valki comes in on the front side, right? If I put him in off Ugin? With his front half only. Alright, sweet. Ooh, platinum rewards. Well, I don't have a full set of Zendikars, so every pack helps. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. We're keep playing them. Don't go anywhere. This seems great. Why didn't you keep, Jack? Come on now. Sky Guy, thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. JWW and Reeve, thanks for the follows if you're still here. We're missing red mana technically. We've got time to find that, right? Mulligan to 5. Look at that. Our red source, just like we drew it up, Chip. It's probably Wolfwillow Haven on 2, and then we can go Valki Tangled on 3 into Vorinclex on 4. Hey, Rogue Ninja. Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Brolin, thanks for the follow. So we're going to take 4 this turn, and then like 4 to 6 next turn, take 5 next turn. It's fine. We might trade Valki, depending on what we copy with it. Huh. I think it's that one. Did you say it's been good, Rogue Ninja? No blocks. Go to 11. Yikes. Go to 7. Well then. And this is the other thing too, right? Like when people talk about like, oh, is this deck good? Is it bad? How does it feel? Like, it's hard to know if a deck's good or bad. We're mostly playing against other people playing brews and bad decks, right? So like, our deck can feel really good when we're not running into people playing efficient things like Embercleave. But that tune is very different when Cleave rears its head. I don't know that we have outs here. This is why some people earlier were talking about, well, why do you play Binding of the Gods? And why don't you play things like Dragon and be more linear? And it's like, well, this is a good example of a game like that, right? Like, we were super linear this game, and our linear just wasn't anywhere near competitive enough to keep up with their linear. Yeah, I'm at 1. We're dead, right? So like I could Tybalt and exile Cleave, you are correct, but they have 4 lethal attackers and I have 2 blockers, so the game has ended. I put it mulligan to 5 and had Ember Cleave and we died. Tybalt's ultimate is actually textless on this board. It exiles all cards from all graveyards and then gives you mana. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. I think this is actually a matchup where we just board out all the Vorinclex. I think we're just supposed to be like an interactive control deck, essentially. Haven's actually probably better than, like, Solemn, I'd say. I was surprised they left Cleave legal when they, I was surprised they left Cleave legal when they banned all some of the other cards in the format, but it is what it is. If we traded Plex for Tybalt, we would have bought us another turn there technically. Yeah, I agree. You are correct that we could have technically lived another turn. I also agree with you that the actual optimal line was going to the top right and clicking concede as opposed to continuing to waste my time and yours, because we did not have any outs. We needed Binding of the Gods or something to kill Cleave the turn after it came down. I don't believe Klex doubles counters on things he enters with simultaneously. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Anybody in chat know for sure? But was under the impression that's why I didn't do that earlier when we ulted Ugin. You'll notice I cast the Ugin afterwards. Hey, J-Man, thank you for the very generous tier 2. I really appreciate the 15 months. Welcome back. I mean, it's important to remember, too, that, like, for people that are talking about this specific opponent's deck and, like, narrow cards like Crippling Fear, there are also, like, Crippling Fear is bad against a lot of the other Ember Cleave decks. Like, Gruul, specifically, Crippling Fear is not large enough. It's simultaneous, no, you won't get counters. Yeah, thanks, Zach. That was my understanding. So, this hand's pretty good. We're notably on the play this game. So, our hand's a little bit linear again. But we're on the play this time as opposed to on the draw, and our opponent didn't have a 1-drop. So these are important distinctions between this game and the last game where we got run down. Rude. I think at this point we're just playing this tapped, actually, right? Because I don't really have a ton of lands left over. Alright, so Valki's gonna die to Fire Prophecy anyways, most likely, but that's also fine. If this wants to eat a Fire Prophecy, then Scavenging Ooze can come down and hopefully take over for things. Yeah, like this is so great for us, right? Like every turn my opponent's spending, like, using mana to do stuff like this as opposed to developing their board's a huge win for us. It's a great draw as well. Alright, what you doing over there? Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. They make one play, we binding their play, we smack them. Hey, congrats, Steve. Hey, Sukio. Thank you for the sub gifts. That's very generous of you. Good afternoon. I think we just play this. That's basically like a double removal spell. Am I a liar? I might be a liar. Does it make warriors? It does make warriors. That's gross. Yeah, I'm actually going to take the hit for 4 here. I think. Maybe I should have binding last turn. Definitely doing this turn. No, it was there. There's this and 2 others. There were three 1 mana, 2 power, 1 mana guys in standard right now. Two white ones and a red one. Did you know Polukranos is a coward, chat? I think I'm trading here. This relies on enters the battlefield, dies, you may exile another creature card from your graveyard. If you do, okay, yeah. So this doesn't matter with Scavenging Ooze out. I think we just go ahead and murder Intimidator here. And then we pass back. Thought it does, right? Oh, it doesn't target. You choose as part of the resolution. Oh, that's awkward. Okay, we made an oopsie. Username Thankful Guy saying thank you for a gifted sub seems on point. So we're definitely just Wolfwillow Havening this turn, and I think we're just eating things with Scavenging Ooze. I guess they only have one thing left to eat, huh? Yeah, I mean, I can fight, but what does that accomplish? Not quite sure why I would want to spend my mana doing that. This escapes for 6 cards? It's 4 cards in my bin at the moment. We're definitely in a... There could be merit to holding up Polukranos' fight here because it plays around Cleave, technically. Oh, that's not particularly exciting. You can fight the Lord and the Nightmare the Usher. I mean, the Lord and the Usher aren't doing anything at this point, right? I need to kill these marshals in the air. Otherwise, they're gonna kill us. Well, we've all been playing Standard long enough to know what that means. Well, shit. Excuse me? That was definitely a legal play. I don't think it matters. I mean, I guess we could draw a removal spell for the cleave. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, died with a bunch of Ugin in our hands, needing to get some more mana. I mean, it really does a disservice to Embercleave to call that card Temur Battle Rage. As someone who played competitively throughout Temur Battle Rage's entire life cycle in Standard, the cards are not remotely comparable. Temur Battle Rage was incredibly slow and fair, and spot removal was good. Spot removal was really good against Temur Battle Rage. Spot removal is pretty abysmal against Embercleave, because every creature just picks Embercleave up and eventually you die. Yeah. Yeah, with Temur Battle Rage, you could just, like, kill their thing, and it's just like, oh, this wasn't a big deal because I killed your thing. And it gives the creature extra attack, too. So not only does it give trample and double strike, but it lets you... Yeah, we would have destroyed them. We would have destroyed a Temur Battle Rage that game, because we had removal, we had interaction. It's just our interaction is very bad against Temur Battle Rage. The requirement to play Embercleave is, can your deck make red-red? Okay, that's an Ugin. Red mana yet. For later. How would I change Cleave? I'd probably just wipe the +1/+1 off it to start. If you told me I couldn't redesign the card, I'd just get rid of the +1/+1 to start. It's probably good enough. So I've got 7 mana here. We can Solemn chump block, so we get 2 draws and untapped land towards Ugin here. Obviously, if they have Cleave, we're gonna die, but it is what it is. Cross our fingers, clench our butt cheeks, and hope they don't have it. Ooh, the Naya build means that they're less likely to have cleave. Slightly. Did they miss lethal? Untapped land. Untapped land. Ah! This is where the magic happens, chat. This right here. Can you feel it? Can you feel it, chat? Alright. Alright. So we're gonna play Valki. We're gonna kick Bloodchiefs and kill this. And then we'll hope to draw a land for next turn. I mean, to be fair, we probably would have won this game if we would have hit our 8th mana source on time. Ugin would have dominated this board. We would have Ugin, reset the board, and then we would have had Vorinclex and Polukranos. Am I dead? Am I dead on board? Are we dead if they equip? Probably. The Snooty Doobie. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Polukranos' body doesn't seem particularly relevant a lot of the time. How linear do I want to be on the play? Yeah, they missed lethal. Okay. That's fine. It didn't matter. Cleave's good. Yeah, Extinction Event could be fine. It's like, what am I cutting? Am I just like getting rid of the Solemns and going a little bit slower? Okay. Well. If we draw a land next turn that's untapped, we're in a good spot. If we brick, we could still thirst the Innkeeper. One of them at least. Okay, this is, I mean, as far as, like, lands go, a tapped land is better than missing there. Set a bar that's low. Varno and Pekka, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. If you're into standard constructed, this is a great place to be. Pretty much all of the magic we play here is that. I also have a YouTube channel if you're new to the content. You're interested in pre-recorded stuff on occasion. Pretty much everything I stream gets archived and uploaded there. Usually I cut the segments up by each individual deck that we play. I think we killed the Bone Crusher Giant to try and prioritize the ability to keep them off of Henge if possible. We're kind of just hoping to draw lands for the next 2 turns again, right? Valki. Thanks for the follow. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we just do this and then hope to draw the untapped land next turn, he says before dying to Embercleave. Still have to draw the land. Right, let's like not live up to the stream title one time. Alright, come on. Untapped land. Untapped land.
Rejoice in ruination.
All right, I'm not dead on board, but my opponent just drew a bunch of cards. So, you know, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Man, they have Cleave and Ox, and we saw the Red-White Saga out of them earlier.
Respect nature. We're gonna have a problem.
Oh man, do they not have attacks here?
Strength.
Holy crap, are they that unlucky?
Make no mistake.
We just had 6 draws and still did not find a land. Holy crap. I don't think we're dead anymore, but like, it's the principle that counts. We can cleave them. Opponent got bored of me choosing how I wanted to play with my food. Sure, be that way. I see how it is. Still living up to the stream title. I mean, I try. Go for a bite. Kind of thirsty. Draw. I mean, you don't play Tibalt for his Planeswalker side. You play him for his front side being okay, and for his back side being just something fine when you're going long. You play it because it's a flexible card. Okay, well, we're just waiting on some bomb diggities, huh? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana lined up here. Hey, thanks for the 2 years, Zero, and thanks for the tier 2. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Sick. So, stop me if you've heard this one before, but if we just draw an untapped land next turn, we'll be able to cast this Ugin. I feel like I've heard this story before, but I can't quite put my finger on where. Alright, you know what? This is like the world's slowest land drop. But it'll do in a pinch. Beggars shan't be choosers, chat. This is like saying, Mom, I need a land, and Mom's like, no, we have lands at home. Ooh. Ooh. I found a piece of candy. This is the part where they go Fabled Passage, Embercleave, kill you. Yeah, our deck was just giving us time to draw Vorinclex, right?
Always consider the cost.
All right, hold on, folks. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again. And I'll do it again, I swear. I swear I'll do it again.
Not a destination.
Welcome to Magical Christmas Land, yeah. That's why you played the Vorinclex, right? That's what you're looking for. That's the bump you're chasing at the end of the rainbow. I feel like there can only be disappointment continuing to play after that game. I feel like that's the peak, and that's about as high as we're gonna get. Thoughts on this? I agree with the assessment that Valki has been mediocre. This deck has a lot of parallels to the Sultai Coma deck that we played a little bit of already, and obviously that's because it has the same kind of 16 ramp 4. And one effect that I definitely felt myself missing in that other build was, in the Vorinclex build, was Graven Lore. And I wonder if I'm just supposed to try this shell with the snow mana and Graven Lore to like generate some card advantage and find our stuff, and like we just get rid of like the Gargoth, the Kolga, and the Coma to play Ugins and Vorinclex more consistently. Like what to put Vorinclex and 2 more Ugins in here. That's 6 slots. You could try something like that. Yeah, Coma was good. Yeah, and maybe like the big thing I found myself missing though was I really wanted a way to like gas back up consistently. And while Black Castle was like okay, it didn't quite hit the same way that Graven Lore did. So like maybe you try like this Sultai shell, and you take some mix of this top end and turn it into Vorinclexes and friends. But the core of this is sweet. I feel like, and this is something that you're gonna want to think about as more sets come out. I feel like we just need like another busted card when we have Vorinclex out, because like Ugin is nutty when you have Vorinclex in play, right? And it doesn't feel like any of the other cards that we can doubling season and double 1/1 counters on really hit that same way. Like even the Tibalt ultimate was like, it was super lackluster. Like, it drug us across the finish line in that one game, and it was, like, fine, but, like, it's just not impressive in terms of, like, what you expect a 6 mana card plus a 7 mana card to do for you in terms of being impressive. Mikey, thank you for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good to be back.